today's section around here and then there. That's where I could be today. End peg here will be good, I think. Peg 1 there, sorry, 42 there, 41 there will be good, or anywhere with a bubbler. And look at all these barrows. Everywhere you look, everyone's ready for it. Platforms, barrows, and this is my one. And there's Frankie.
Hello. Well, this is day 2, and I'm on peg 50 on the Devon bank, which is a decent area. A very good area yesterday it was, but they're tipping the Cornwall bank that we were on yesterday to be better today because of all the bait and everything, and all the skimmers historically will go over that bait. So we'll see if our bank fishes as well or not. But I'm in good company. I've got Andy Levers and Paul Shear on either side, who are very experienced anglers, fish Ireland, fish for skimmers a hell of a lot, very good at that sort of game. And 2 to my left is Gaz Lambert as well, who's well, an England class angler, absolutely phenomenal at this sort of game. And he's on a section win as well, so he'll be trying his out. Well, I think everyone will be trying their hardest. So that's including me, that's 4 out of the 5. I'm not sure who the 5th angler is. I haven't looked on the board, but yeah, so I'm up against it. But if I can win my section, that'll be a bonus. But I'd like to catch £30. If I catch £30, then I might scrape in the top 20. But it sounds like it might not fish so well today, so we'll see.
I'm somewhere in the middle, the back there. We'll stop and have a look in a sec. But these are some hot pegs here. Derek Bennett there. We've got Ian Didcott on the end peg there, with Adam Waker next to him. Yeah, some proper talent on display, as you'd expect. I think you're going to want £50, £55, something like that to make the top 20. And that's my target today, so try and make the top 20. Come above halfway would be good anyway. So, well, we're almost on the Devon bank now, so we'll get to me peg and have another bite to eat quick, because I missed my breakfast this morning, and hopefully we'll have a decent skimmer arrival and sack up. I need some quality skimmers. The last 2 days here I've just caught little skimmers. The day before I had quality skimmers, but it just seems to be unlucky. You know, I've had 30 skimmers for £19, and on a lot of pegs that would have gone £23 to £24 easy. So but that's the way it is. You just need a few pounders amongst them, and I never had those yesterday. But I'm reasonably happy with how I did yesterday. Just a bit unlucky with the actual overall size of the fish. But today's another day. We're going to give it a go. Fantastic event, I must say. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really well organised. Fantastic goodie bag we've all been given as well from Preston Innovations, and I just can't fault it one bit really. So if any of you have never entered a Feeder Masters before, I can't recommend it highly enough really. It's fantastic. So fair play to Lee Kerry, Mick Piles and everyone else involved in running this and organising it, because this is what I fish for, properly organised events with anglers that know what they're doing, that are bothered, and they put on a show like this. Fantastic. Alright, have a quick look at my setup. I've got a 10-foot cart feeder for the short line, 15 metres. I've got 2 Horizon X class 11-foot 10s, identical, for fishing 33 metres. And then this is my setup here. I've got a little bowl there. I've got my rod rest and everything. Nice low. I've got my platform really, really low. Just I like being low to the water if I can. So and then in the bait, I've just got 2 bowls of ground bait. I'm going to stodge one up a little bit in a sec. I've got some nicely fine chopped worm. I've got loads and loads of red worms in there. Look. Yeah, plenty in there. I've got some small dendras. Sorry, they're the small dendras, and they're the big dendras. Some casters, pellets, dead maggots, dead pinkies, and a bit of corn. And I'm going to fill it in short. Got them to lose, so I'm going to leave it there and fill it in and maybe get an arrival at 15 metres. I'm not fishing for roach there. I need £30, and I'm not going to do that catching roach today. I'm not good enough. So there we are. Oh, and look what we got down there. Oh, hey. Almost ready. Just got a bait up. 2 or 3 red worms. I'm going to start fishing from the off. That's the plan. Have a couple of 1 minute, 2 minute casts on that lure. So I'm just gonna feed from the off and try and fish from the off. Give that. Cast. I think there's fish here, so we might as well just keep making regular casts to start with and build up, bed up. After about 3 casts, I'm going to feed my short line. Apparently it'll be slow to start, so I might as well just fish all one fish and then whack a bit of bait in a bit. Just fish nicely from the off. Might catch a bonus skimmer on my first chook. Be nice, wouldn't it? Taped up rocket feeder to start with. A long count, very deep. That's a nice start anyway. We're 13 minutes in. I've had a bite and a skimmer already. That's good. Well, that seems to have justified my decision of not filling it in at the start. I'm fishing a little bit heavier as well. I fished 0.13 yesterday. I'm going to fish 0.15 today. At least to start with. We can drop down if we have to. It's very deep, very windy today, and I just think there'll be a little bit more. Oh, that was a dog. That was a definite knock. You know, I just think I can be a bit more positive today. Better area, deeper, windier, and I've just got to fish more positive all around. That's a liner. So I'll get, whilst we're waiting, we'll just get a little bit more when I'm ready. Not chopped it as fine as I sometimes do. I'll keep popping a few red worms in as well. And what I do is just chop it, loosely chop them whilst I'm waiting. With my other hand. Seems to be working. Pop a few little casters in. I didn't put any casters in yesterday. I probably made a mistake there because I think at least it leaves a bed. You know, you want something to stay on the bottom. And then I'll add a little pellet in there as well. Just a few little heavier particles that are going to stay on the bottom. There's definitely some fish there anyway. I had a little line, so I'm just going to drag it. There's one on. There we are. To pump this one, normally just wind and wind and wind. This is foul up. Oh, that's it. That's what I want. That's a good sign anyway. So, I'll feed that short line in a sec. I've had a fantastic start. I've had 3 5 casts, 3 fish. Second cast missed a bite. Third cast had a skimmer. Fourth cast skimmer. Fifth cast a skimmer. I've already shortened my hook length because the last two were quite deeply hooked. So I've shortened my hook length. Hopefully they'll respond, but it's good. The feelings were that there's already fish here, so there's no need to ram loads of bait in. And obviously, everyone's moaning about liners. Obviously, there's too much bait in the peg and they can't find your hook bait, so that was my thinking, rightly or wrongly. But at some point I probably will have to start pulling a bit more bait in just to hold them, but at the moment there's fish there, so we don't have to worry too much. I'm just going to drag that. But they're small skimmers, that's the only thing. But we've got a pound, so that's good. Just caught someone else's feeder. Perfectly hooked. Load of braid. Rubbish feeder, that can go in a bin. I've used them before. Wrecked my hook length, that bloody feeder. So far so good. 6 skimmers. I've got quite small skimmers in the pen, that's what it is. Very small. I'll pick a big worm one next time, I think. Just had a reasonable one on there. 3 dead maggots. That was my quickest bite as well, so we'll do that again, shall we? There's definitely a load of fish there, which is good. I think I've had 10 now. Just need to improve the stamp now, because they're definitely on the small side, so I'm going to keep ringing the hook baits to see if we can get a bigger fish. My fish were on the small side yesterday as well. I just caught on redworms, so I'm going to mix it up a bit more today, I think. Liner that was. It's suddenly gone very cold. It's gone a bit funny, to be honest. Gone to a longer tail now, just to see. There's fish there, but they seem to be small and a lot of silly bites. I've tried bigger hook baits, smaller hook baits. I've just gone back to 2 or 3 redworms. Seems to be the only reliable thing that they're hanging on to. I'm convinced that's a skimmer. If it is, it's a small one. very small one. These are tiny. Conditions are pretty grim now. Bites are definitely different to what they have been. Did a bit to the right, and that's the best one we've had so far. Right, I've had 19 skimmers. I'm doing okay, but they're not very big. So relying really on numbers on most people. In fact, I don't think anyone's caught more skimmers for a few pegs either side. They're not been very big. So we've got just over probably 2 hours 20 minutes to go. I'm just going to have a quick look on that 15-metre line where I filled it in. See if we've got an arrival of bigger skimmers there. I shall give it just a couple of chucks on this. See if we get any response. And then we'll chuck that chuck it back out again. We'll just give it a bit of a rest. The last skimmer was very small. So there were some lines or signs on this line just to tell me there's something there. It's no big deal if it's not. It was always a throwaway line and just a line to rest, but if it does rock up, then it will be brilliant. It's a little indication then. Probably a perch. It's a bit perchy. One more quick cast on there, and then we'll sack it off. I just had 2 very quick looks short, just to see. And so I'm back on the long line. I'm expecting a quick bite on this. I've just got a worm head on at the moment. Just got to keep mixing it up, I think. Most reliable bait, definitely 2 or 3 little red worms. But the fish aren't very big. Come on. Pound plus skimmer. Please. Try and moan one on. The wind's really got up now. I'm just contemplating turning my rod the other way. I think I've got 27, 28 skimmers now, with an hour to go. An hour and 25 minutes to go. But they're still small. I've just got double nugget on now, just to see. There's a snag about 2 metres short, and I've had a few skimmers actually snag me there. Luckily I've been able to release and they've been able to swim out mostly. There's definitely a snag there, a rock or something, I don't know. The only thing I've been able to really catch consistently on is worm. But got to try different baits just to try and improve the stamp, I think. They're hanging on with worm though, that's the fun thing. And just swap feeder as well. I've been fishing quite a medium 30 gram Dennis window feeder. I've just swapped back to a taped up bullet feeder again. Actually no bites whatsoever on this chuck. It's unusual. Trying to mix things up a little bit just to try and get a response. I might chuck this little window next. I think that might be the best thing. A few red worms in as well. No bites at all on that double maggot. That'll be the last chuck on that, I think. Let's go back to that window, I think. Oh, spoke too soon. Small skimmer again. Gaz Lambert 2 down. He's had less fish, but I don't know if they're bigger or not. It's a shame, I've had a couple come off at the net, but when they're like this, it makes you wonder how on earth they come off. We just had a load of rain. Just had a tiny skimmer come off on the way back. But the bites are crap, they're not hanging on. So I've gone down to an 013 now, same old. Too small. That was a better response anyway. The bites are not savage at all. I've tried shortening the hook length and it's not really worked, so I've gone back to a slightly longer one. The bites aren't positive, they're just smaller taps. Like yesterday, the bites were really positive and we didn't miss any. Today it's a smaller fish, sillier bites really. Just put a smaller window feeder on as well. Just for a few chucks. We'll go back to that bigger one in a sec. We're going to have 1 or 2 chucks on that short line as well before we wrap up. You never know, there might be a big arrival. Come on. Quick look on this shorter line. Just to see. 2 cast tops. Could be a hero if they are. It doesn't look that way. 20 minutes to go. And I'm on 40 fish now. I'm doing well, definitely doing well numbers wise, but I just don't think I've got anything size wise. That's the problem. I've definitely got more skimmers than anyone around me. They're just not big enough. The last one was about 12 ounce, which was a good skimmer. That was on a single bit of worm. And I was getting a few silly bites just. So I just swapped to a sort of medium worm, 1.5 inch long. And I had my best skimmer on that. Gaz Lambert 2 ups, quietly sneaking them in. He's definitely got less fish than me. This is a small skimmer again. I've just stodged it all up now. I'm almost putting it like a paste. I'd be lying if I said any of it's made a massive difference today. Just mixing it up, keeping varying it. Come on, a couple of big skimmers, last 2 chucks. 16, 17 minutes to go. No, not big enough. I've got 42, I think. 41, 42. If they're all that stamped, we'd be laughing. I reckon we've got 5 minutes to go. Doesn't sound like we've been in the area today. Come on, this should be just slamming round now. It's not happened on this bank. Right, this is possibly my last cast. I think we've got, yeah, last cast. Come on. Come on, please, please, please go round. Come on. Come on. Ooh. 19 pounds. Oh, I've had bites, they've just not been big enough. He's saying you've had some proper. That's bream! Should have gone the spec same as you. 21.10. Yep. Well, we've weighed in and I've won the section. So brilliant result. I've had £21, 42 skimmers for £21. Gaz Lambert second in section with £19. Just small fish, not been big enough for my skimmers, so I needed some bonus fish. Lost 2 or 3 at the net. But just couldn't get a better stamp of fish. I'm not sure I'd have caught more than sort of 24, 25 pound, even if I just really fished really well. So, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy to get some money and a really good strong field as well. And I'm the best weight for quite a few pegs either side, I gather. It's not fished very well this bank at all. So I don't know how many people have broke £30 on this bank, which was my target. I've not heard of any, so but we'll see. Anyway, so I'm not going to make the top 20 with £40, but 2 nice days fishing. Not drawn brilliantly yesterday, drawn okay today, but sadly the better skimmers haven't fed. So but yeah, it's an enjoyable couple of days, and let's congratulate the winners. It sounds like it might be Lee Kerry who's won it, but we're not sure yet. So but yeah, I'll catch you later. 47 to 51, he's had a solid weekend with 21.10, Jon Arthur. And I want you all to put your hands together and not stop clapping for the one and only Lee Kerry. Well done, mate. Well, there we are, a fantastic event. Thoroughly enjoyed it. That's what proper match fishing is all about. Events that are so well run like that. Lee Kerry and Mick Viles and Darren and their dad as well, and everyone at Preston Innovations. They've really put on a proper match. Something I'm really proud to be able to fish, to be honest. So so yeah. Anyway, I ended up. Well, I got my section, and I said I needed 25 to 30 pound on the second day off the Devon bank. Well, as it turned out, the best weight off the Devon bank was 27 pound, and there was a 24 and a 23, and I was fourth on the Devon bank with 21. So so no one got 30 pound on our bank on the day. And those 3 anglers, that was Des Ship, Ian Dicker and Adam Wakeland had the 27 pound.
So yeah, good company there. So but yeah, it turned out that I analysed the results, and it's pretty much what I told might happen is the Cornwall bank will fish better on day 2, and the Devon bank will fish better on day 1. So if you had that rotation, if you started on the Devon and then ended up on the Cornwall, you actually had it was more favourable of you making that top 20. And I think I worked out 13, maybe 14 anglers out the top 20 had that rotation, and I was in the other rotation. So the Devon bank definitely switched off a bit when we were there, and the Cornwall bank definitely produced more skimmers on day 2 after all the bait's gone in, because it's a furthest walk, but bait's gone in. They had a Friday match and then Saturday, day 1 and day 2. By day 2 of the actual event, a bit more fees going in, the skimmers are spread out a little bit more. So that's definitely what happened. But fair play to the anglers that made the top 20. You needed £44 to make the 20th place. That was Ian Didcott, and I was £3.5 behind, so not far at all. So but I'm really happy. I've took loads away from it. I've beaten some really good anglers as well. There's a lot of top anglers, better anglers than me below me, so who'd fared worse. So yeah, really interesting fishing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Nice style of fishing. Makes a real pleasant change from some of the other styles of fishing I do, and I'm itching to get back actually now. So yeah, I thought I was very intimidated before I went, but I must say a thank you to Adam Firth, and Joe Crass gave me a few little really important pointers. He probably doesn't realise how important it was, some of the things he said to me. I even spoke to Michael Buckwalder and a couple of anglers saying, you know, how far out of my depth am I going to be? And Michael, to his credit, says, just go for it, John. You'll be able to do it. And yeah, looking back, I think he was right. You know, with a couple of good draws, I could have been there. I could definitely have made the top 10. Definitely could have made the top 20. So yeah, but I do think, you know, Lee Carrier, the champion, he's had £32 both days. And I've watched Lee feeder fishing for silverfish, and he's fantastic. I've watched him fish all sorts of methods, and he's fantastic. But yeah, so fair play to Lee. Lee's an England international, and to see so many England feeder internationals in that top 20, then you know what you're up against. So but yeah, but you know, I do feel, you know, a bit of time, bit of effort, on the right day and the right peg, in any sort of branch of match fishing, you can beat even a world champion off the next peg if you have a little bit of luck go your way. So but anyway, that's fishing. That's what makes it so enjoyable. We've always got a chance, haven't we? So I'm certainly very beatable off the next peg, but put me on a flyer and I'm hard to beat. So that's a lot of people like that, isn't there? So but yeah, I must say though, absolutely brilliant event, and fair play to everyone involved. Lee Curry, Mick Files, Darren, their dad, Preston Innovations. Absolute credit to the sport. So I hope you like that, and I'll see you again on another video.